Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's been a few days, been a bit poorly, so getting myself back on my feet, but yeah, ready to rock and roll. So getting straight into it, we're going to start off with the Bitcoin chart. Take a look at what we've had over the last few days, well, last few week I'd say. So as it stands, so again we're still in this trend. I think my last update we sort of whipped down here, and again it was a slow, gradual. Looking for this sort of retest higher. Again, I'd mentioned 72. If we get above this level here, then you can expect sort of continuation to at least 74.8. Then 80 was the overall sort of target. So right now we're at an inflection point. So again, you've got this potential ABC wave here. Again, potentially we could wick up to the 76 region potentially as well. Again, overall we're still in this bearish range until we start reclaiming the range high, which is really anything over the 72 region. We can then start seeing probably a gradual increase up to the sort of 80,000 region. So as it stands, so we long just in the group up to here, closed it a bit prematurely, but still captured a decent amount of the move. This morning we took a long, again closed that quite early. We did short, again we did get a bit of a stop out. I am looking now to sort of re-short, but again I want to see some more spikes up to the sort of order block here, the 68 sort of 69.7, 69.8 region, and we'll look to short based on the rejection. So we're starting to see the bearish volume come in again. Overall failed this morning to lose this level here. So again I did short this level here. We took some profit but got stopped out of this move up. Another retest straight down, found support again. So we can sort of form sort of a lower high here. I'll just look to short it all the way down again. Or if we lose sort of the key levels, sort of the 693 region, I'll just look to short that down. The reason I'm so confident in a short mainly is basically I've taken a look at the liquidity map, and you can see here, again don't just go by this, but when you're seeing this huge levels of pure liquidity, sort of liquidations of like late sort of longs, for example, you're seeing the sort of stops here, sort of lower. So again, you're looking at nearly over 200 mil in this cluster down to 685. So the shorts I would take will literally just take us down to the potentially filling all this in here, all the way down again. I think you've also got the CME gap over the weekend to pay attention to, which is 67560. So another reason to watch out on that sort of dip. So yeah, so there's a few things to watch. You've got Elliott wave count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Potentially the fifth wave there, so another reason we can see leg down. So overall, I am looking to short and bearish on Bitcoin. Yeah, on the macro sort of time frame. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So again, I've explained here. I'm looking at again reclaim 72. We're just going to shoot up high probability up to the 80 sort of thousand region. This range in total, we're looking at sort of the point of control again. I like to sort of look at this. So while we're above that, we are bullish. So again, we could come down to retest that, then continue. There's nothing stopping that happening. Yeah, so I'll go for a few my Elliott wave counts. So again, so this whole structure here, again, there's a few things you could have. You could have this is the wave one. So what I would expect to happen would be, again, still ideally a leg down. So you'd have this sort of wave here. So this would be an A wave. This would be a B wave, and then down again to the C wave. So this would be what they call a leading diagonal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then a three-wave correction, so A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Another leg down, straight up. On the flip side, so that's the bullish count, so it could be a wave 1, it could be an A wave, one of the two. Expect another leg down, then straight up. Or sort of the bearish side again. It's not a clean count, but it is a count I'm looking at. And quite simply, it's a WXY correction. I don't entirely like that, but this here to me is a mid structure or something, and that to me is a sort of that bearish channel, and then this sort of wave here would be the start of the bigger wave down. This can get more complicated. We can have like a W wave here, X here, come up to test 72, then come down again. But this is what would take us down to my sort of 53 main sort of target I'm looking for if we fail to get above the 72,000 region. So as it stands, we're really stuck in the middle. So you don't want to be overexposed at the moment. Again, you play the range. So if we get above 72, you can then increase exposure for the longs. Altcoins, Bitcoin up. Start losing the lows, you look to start shorting down. Ideally getting a short before you get to that point. So that'll be your first sort of take profit and then continue. Alright, so that's Bitcoin. Ethereum. Again, it'll be a very similar trajectory to Bitcoin, but I'll just go through it now for you. So yeah, similar thing today. So again, overall structure bearish, no denying that. Again, potentially you've got, it's going to take, again, it's all to do with the war as well in terms of how this sort of plays out. If there's a ceasefire agreed, contract signed, whatever, we're going to shoot up. If it escalates, it's going to come down. So I think everyone's anticipating a ceasefire, hence why we're seeing that relief rally. But again, we saw this relief rally come in a few videos ago when we were down, sort of coming down here. I said expect that counter wave, and that's all we're playing at the moment. So I do still see this as bearish unless we start reclaiming probably above 2200. I'm not going to be longing substantially. As it stands, I'm looking for more of the shorts. So again, we had 2 weeks into the high. So again, Elliott wave, it's telling me potentially you've got a top formed here. So zooming in onto the 5-minute chart. So again, like Bitcoin, it's just a case where we're failing to get above. It's all distribution. If I turn the volume on, I bet it's more red on the downsides. Yeah, increase in the bearish volume. Bull volume is dropping. Red, bear volume is increasing. Rejection is kicking in now, so potentially we're looking at that short already. And this will just be a case where we've got wave 1, wave 2, and then we just start shooting down. So again, I would ideally look to start shorting that probably in the next sort of 10 minutes if we start rejecting. Again, targets, first main one will be down here. Fill this FVG gap, and then we're looking at 2080, and then we'll just take it from there and just continue down. But again, as we do drop, you can be looking at moving your stop loss down into profit. So if you do get a reversal, it doesn't matter. You're taking profit, your stop loss is there to protect you, and we'll just start looking to long up to the sort of higher ranges, sort of range high if we do start reclaiming these levels here. So yeah, so again, just in sort of no man's land at the moment. So I'm keeping an eye on the sort of rejection here, potentially, as long as we're below 2155, shorts are priority, unless we start getting above here. But to me, yeah, I mean, however you count this, it does look bearish. See to that, you got your wave 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, probably keep that here. But again, if the volume tapers down as on every wave up, but you wouldn't short until you get that 3-wave rejection. If this continues up, you'll then just look to long this sort of flip of the region. So these are all ideas, and we just trade off those ideas, you know what I'm saying? So just keep an eye on that. Again, USDT dominance. So again, to remind you guys, while this is bearish, Bitcoin is bullish. While this is bullish, Bitcoin is bearish, okay? But again, to me, what I'm looking at here, so you got this overstructure, but this is a wave one. So this is a reverse of this trend here. So to me, worst case, I would expect us to continue down to this sort of range layer, and we would just continue up to that level here. I would be quite surprised if we do continue to come all down again. If we start losing this level here, all we would do, you know, we're just sort of predicting the moment what's, you know, the highest chance of what's going to happen. This to me is a corrective structure. This is your first impulse up. Wave 2 could finish here, it could finish down here, but then you're looking for those next waves up. When it does do that, that's when Bitcoin's going to crash to 58, 53. But on the flip side, if USDT dominance, if we start losing this low here, retesting as bearish resistance, Bitcoin is just going to pump, and we'll be in those longs as we start flipping that level there. So again, whatever happens, we're going to be ready to rock and roll. So again, there's no need to panic now. We're not in a position at the moment. We're just going to see what happens. So again, if we start, I'll just show you now. So if we start getting something like that, if we start wicking into the order block here, start rejecting, we can then look to short, stop loss above the high. If we do get that sort of opportunity, I mean, your risk is less than 0.7%, tight at 0.5%. You can't go wrong with that. But again, what I would do is I would really wait to get that first rejection. I'd wait for the wave 1 down, then look to short the back test, and then we just continue. So it's a safer way to sort of look for opportunities that have sort of less risk. So yeah, as it stands, that's the update. Again, we're still in this range. We've been in for over a month now. So nothing exciting to update on, but it's good to be back. I've missed the updates on YouTube. Again, guys, if you do want sort of further support, we've got our sort of Telegram channel. Again, the week's channel is a free group. Deposit $1,000 minimum for free entry as long as you trade using that link. I get a small kickback, which means I can provide it for free. We've got a good growing group in there, so do drop me a message if you do sign up to that. Code XN2E. We've also got a paid group which I update daily with my sort of thoughts, plans, and trades. So do take a look at that, guys. So yeah, so be frequent posting again, much better now. So I'm looking forward to getting those updates daily to you guys. So yeah, take care. Happy Easter, and I'll see you in the next one.